Greenland, once defined by its ice, is now at the center of global attention as its receding glaciers reveal vast mineral wealth. Beneath the melting ice lie some of the world's largest untapped deposits of rare earth elements, crucial for everything from smartphones to military tech. This geological jackpot has thrust Greenland, a self-governing territory of Denmark, into a fierce competition among world powers eager to secure these resources. Greenland's strategic Arctic location, now more accessible due to melting sea ice, adds to its allure, opening new shipping lanes and resource opportunities. The government in Nuuk faces a delicate balancing act, pursuing economic independence while protecting its unique culture and fragile environment. Geological surveys point to not just rare earths but also uranium, zinc, iron ore, and gold, potentially transformative for a nation of just 56,000 people. Harnessing even a fraction of these resources could reduce Greenland's reliance on Danish subsidies and reshape its economy. But with opportunity comes risk. Leaders must weigh lucrative international offers against long-term environmental and political consequences. Recent decisions, like a major mining agreement with Canada, signal Greenland's intent to chart its own course on the world stage. The choices made now will shape the Arctic's future for generations. The U.S. has long recognized Greenland's strategic value, dating back to World War II military bases. This interest took a dramatic turn in 2019, when President Trump floated the idea of buying Greenland. A proposal met with disbelief and outright rejection by both Denmark and Greenland. Greenlandic leaders made it clear their future would be decided by their own people, not foreign buyers. The episode sparked a brief diplomatic spat and highlighted a clash of perspectives. Greenland as a strategic asset versus a homeland with self-determination. Despite the controversy, the U.S. shifted to more conventional engagement, reopening its consulate in Nuuk and offering economic aid focused on resource management. These moves aimed to counter growing Chinese and Russian influence in the Arctic and rebuild goodwill after the purchase debacle. Yet, the memory of the purchase proposal lingered, coloring perceptions of U.S. intentions as transactional. While the U.S. later emphasized partnership, the initial framing as a real estate deal left a mark. This history set the stage for other nations like Canada to offer partnerships rooted in shared Arctic identity and respect for sovereignty. Ultimately, Greenland found Canada's approach more appealing, favoring collaboration over acquisition. The U.S. experience became a lesson in the importance of respect and partnership in Arctic diplomacy. Greenland's recent choices reflect a desire for agency and alliances that honor its autonomy. The U.S. now faces the challenge of recalibrating its Arctic strategy. The episode remains a defining moment in Greenland's evolving global relationships. It's a reminder, in the Arctic, respect and partnership matter as much as power. Rare earth elements, 17 metals with unique magnetic and conductive properties, are the backbone of modern technology. They power everything from wind turbines and electric vehicles to smartphones, medical devices, and advanced military systems. While not truly rare, these elements are seldom found in concentrations that make mining viable, making Greenland's deposits exceptionally valuable. Currently, China dominates the global rare earth supply chain, controlling over 80% of refining capacity and creating a strategic vulnerability for the West. Any disruption in supply could cripple industries across North America and Europe. This has fueled a global race to find alternative sources, with Greenland emerging as a critical player. Projects like Kvanefjeld in southern Greenland represent some of the world's largest undeveloped rare earth deposits. Developing these resources could diversify the global supply chain and reduce dependence on China. For the U.S. and its allies, a stable, friendly source of rare earths in the North Atlantic is a strategic game-changer. The stakes are high economic security, technological leadership, and national defense all hinge on access to these vital minerals. Greenland's government has signed a landmark mining and infrastructure agreement with a Canadian consortium led by Arctic Minerals Corp. The deal, worth billions, focuses on responsible development of rare earths and zinc with strong environmental protections and local benefits. The Canadians committed to investing in local infrastructure, renewable energy, and job training for Greenlandic citizens. A sovereign wealth fund will channel royalties into Greenland's future. The partnership stood out for its nation-to-nation approach, environmental standards, and commitment to local communities. Economically, it's Greenland's largest investment ever, promising to double GDP and move the nation closer to independence. For Canada, it secures a critical mineral supply and strengthens its Arctic presence. Washington's response to the Greenland-Canada deal was diplomatic but tinged with disappointment. The State Department affirmed Greenland's right to choose its partners and emphasized ongoing U.S.-Greenland cooperation. Behind the scenes, the decision was a setback for U.S. ambitions to secure a non-Chinese rare earth supply. Former President Trump's reaction was blunt. Lamenting a missed business opportunity for the U.S. officially, the U.S. is focused on maintaining Arctic stability and alliances, but the outcome will prompt a policy rethink. The deal highlights the limits of transactional approaches and the importance of partnership and respect. The U.S. will likely intensify efforts to develop domestic rare earth sources and build new alliances. While a Canadian-controlled supply is preferable to Chinese dominance, it's not the same as direct U.S. control. The episode underscores the shifting dynamics of Arctic geopolitics. In Nuuk, the mining deal was celebrated as a historic step toward economic independence. Premier Mute B. Ejidi called it a partnership for our future, emphasizing environmental protection and local prosperity. Greenlandic officials highlighted strict environmental safeguards and transparent monitoring, underscoring their stewardship of the land. The agreement is seen as proof that economic growth and environmental responsibility can coexist. In Ottawa, Canadian leaders hailed the deal as a diplomatic and economic win, strengthening North American supply chains for critical minerals. The partnership is built on shared Arctic identity, respect for Indigenous peoples, and mutual prosperity. Canadian officials stressed their collaborative approach and commitment to Greenland's priorities. Both sides frame the deal as more than a transaction. It's the start of a deeper strategic alliance in the Arctic. The agreement sets a new standard for responsible resource development in sensitive regions. For Greenland and Canada, it marks the beginning of a new era of cooperation. The Greenland-Canada Agreement is reshaping the Arctic's geopolitical landscape. Greenland's choice signals its agency and the rise of a North American Arctic bloc, counterbalancing Russian and Chinese ambitions. For the U.S., it's a lesson in the limits of power and the value of partnership. The deal may prompt a shift toward more collaborative U.S. diplomacy in the Arctic. For Greenland, newfound wealth brings both opportunity and challenges, balancing rapid development with cultural preservation and equitable growth. Globally, the deal diversifies the rare earth supply chain, easing strategic anxieties in the West. Stable, non-Chinese sources could lead to more predictable prices and spur further investment worldwide. The Arctic is now a central arena for economic competition and cooperation. Greenland's deal with Canada marks a turning point for the Arctic, asserting sovereignty and prioritizing sustainable development. The partnership model, grounded in respect and environmental stewardship, resonated more than transactional offers. For Canada, it's a strategic win, securing critical minerals and deepening Arctic alliances. The U.S. must now reflect and adapt, recognizing the importance of partnership and nuanced diplomacy. The world will watch as Greenland and Canada implement their ambitious vision. The success or failure of this venture will shape future resource deals in Arctic politics. The choices made today will define the High North for decades to come.